So today is going to be super fun. It's going to be the very first time I have taught Let Your Yoga Dance on Insight Timer. Mega inspired me. Super good news for those of you who couldn't practice with Mega on Thursday morning. The video is up. So if you'd like to experience the wonder of Mega, just go into Circle and the link is on there. Okay, I know it's up. Yay. Carter, good to see you. All right, it sounds sharp. Awesome. Yes, I'm continuing to figure out how to have the best experience for you and have the best experience for the recorded class. So it's been a process. Awesome. So today's yoga is the yoga of reality. And I'm going to invite you to come to the mat, grounding the feet down, palms shine forward. And really just drop down here into this moment. You know, living here on the mat, on this earth, in this life. Because that is what we're doing, right? And let's inhale those arms out and up, reach up. And exhale, hands down. So as we're doing this Surya Namaskar breath, I invite you to really tune into the body. How are you feeling? What is your experience right now? And you know how sometimes things just kind of line up? I was listening to a new lecture, new to me, by Anand Malhotra, the man I've mentioned to you multiple times, who is the guru, the teacher of the path to radical self-mastery. Inhale, reach up. And let's exhale and just arch over. It doesn't matter which direction. Bracketing the top wrist with the thumb and forefinger of the bottom hand. And inhale, lift, and go the other way. And what he shared, which this is a little bit of a tangent. I've got some other thoughts, things to share about our yoga practice today. Inhale, reach up. Arms reach up, come up onto the balls of the feet. And then hands down the midline. He was talking about enlightenment. And I don't know about you, but I've always kind of felt like enlightenment is just totally unattainable, right? It's not something that's possible for me within this life because I'm not a monk. I live in the world. I'm based in reality, right? Exhale, dive down. Come on down. First forward fold. Soften those knees. Head hangs heavy. And the thing that Anand does consistently, which I totally love about him, is he keeps it real. You know, he talks about how, you know, in this life, in our reality, this is how we can seek samadhi, enlightenment. And if you remember from our 8 limbs of yoga study a couple of months ago, roll it up. Samadhi is the 8th limb of yoga. Inhale those arms up. And again, arch over. So samadhi, and this is the ultimate goal of yoga. The ultimate goal of yoga is to reach samadhi, which is that enlightenment. And the thing that Anand shared, which was beautiful and wonderful, come on up onto the balls of the feet, because I've been studying yoga now for, 20 plus years, settle the heels down. I've been a yoga teacher for about 17 now. Come on down, forward fold. And I've never had it phrased this way. Is he says that enlightenment is about living an illuminated life. Head hangs heavy. It's about living a mindful, awake life. And soften those knees and roll it up. And hands come together. And it's not a static situation where you are enlightened and all of a sudden you're in bliss all the time. And right, that's where we start thinking like, well, that's not going to happen. That's not realistic, because this is reality, right? We live in reality. And he says, no, that's not what it is. Soften those hands down. And let's just do empty coat sleeves. Have this twist feel really good on the body. Really good on the body. Oh, I'm hitting my plant, which is not real. I can't keep plants alive, y'all. I work on keeping my pets alive. You know how many pets I've got? I keep my pets alive. I keep my son alive. I keep me alive. That's enough responsibility for me. I do not have a green thumb. So a nice, easy tap. So in this reality, when you start thinking, okay, illuminating my life, waking up, being mindful, I can do that. That is within my realm of reality. That is within my realm of possibility. So coming to stand, okay? And again, just really dropping down into this connection to your life. Now that we have a sense of what samadhi truly is, a mindful, awake, illuminated life, let's awaken to our lives. The feet ground down. And inhale those arms out. No, reach up. And exhale, dive down. So, something to share with you, and I want this, as I talk about this, I want your focus to remain on yourselves, okay? Because I am totally fine with the way yesterday played out. Step that right leg back. Beautiful long line down that right leg. So I'm not looking for sympathy or an attention grab here, but I wanted to talk about what happened yesterday. Drop that right knee down, okay? So for those of you who were with me and looking at the comments, there was a comment in the chat that said, "You're fat." and I thought about that, because you know how I am about, I'm always thinking, set the hips back, toes stay down. And I was thinking more about this person, and the reality is, and the focus isn't going to be on them and their experience. It's going to be on, our experience when we brush up against life. Set the hips back, toes stay down. Lourdes is here, yay! Oh my gosh, y'all, that's my mentee. Lourdes, so nice to have you here. Oh, I love it. So exhale, come on back. Lourdes and I have been matched for, how long has it been, Lourdes? 4 or 5 weeks now. So we're still getting to know each other, and I invited her to come and join me to do yoga. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. She's a high schooler in Florida. So curl the toes under, right hand comes down. So this person who chimed into the chat and said, with this unkind comment, "You're fat." I assumed that she was not saying this to be kind. We in life, we want to make an impact, right? Bring that arm up. And having a sense of an impact, whether, you might be in a place where you're like, if a negative impact, I'm making an impact. My life matters. We all want our life to matter. Drop the knee down. So again, remember the left knee is right over the ankle. Hands frame the foot. Hips relax and release. So for my experience around this comment, if you're in a place in life, and we talked a lot about our relationship with self yesterday, folding over that leg, toes stay down, and inhale it forward. Curl the toes under on the back foot, ground the hands, step it back down, dog. Walk your dog out. So when we're in a place where we're seeking our validation, we're seeking that message of "you're okay," I'm okay. Am I okay? And we look outside. We look to our Facebook posts. Breathing here in your down dog. Heel, settle down, plug the hands in. And then drop those knees down, hands under shoulders. And lift up into your cow. So the tailbone rises and the head comes up. And then we curl the tail, mid-back rises and head comes down. So when we're consistently, looking to the outside world for am I okay? Am I doing okay? Am I worthy? Am I lovable? That means you're effectively riding the waves of whatever experience you have in the world, right? So those unkind comments of you're fat, or you're stupid, or you're lazy, they really hit you off center, right? They really knock you for a loop. But when you have the ability, ground the hands. I thought about because it did upset me, having this comment made, but really what upset me more than this comment about me, it was about the fact that we've, nurtured such a safe space, and having an unkind comment made in our safe space, that's what I found more upsetting than anything. Tailbone rises, head hangs heavy. Breathing. So in this yoga of reality, the reality is, especially the more that you put yourself out into the world, step the right foot forward. Whatever that looks like. Whether it's, wanting to meet new people, or the job that you're doing, breathing here. Into that beautiful long line, so the right knee's right over the ankle. That means the world has more opportunity to knock you off center if that's the way you show up. So the right arm reaches up, stretches up. So that's why that vertical relationship, that relationship to yourself, bring the hand down. Drop the knee down. Oh, that's great. Anonymous says, I really loved the lessons from yesterday. Integrated them at night and really felt it. Sherry Elise, someone said in the chat, you're fat. I assume they meant me, since I'm the only person on camera. Set those hips back, toes stay down. So again, the conversation yesterday, and the class was recorded. It's on YouTube. Inhale it forward. With the conversation yesterday, and this is, I don't want the focus to be on me and my experience. I want you to think about when you're out in the world. What I was trying to say about the conversation yesterday, we were talking about the vertical self, okay? And we talked about the koshas, the 5 sheaths, where inhale it forward. We've got the physical body, Anamaya kosha, the energetic body, Pranamaya kosha. The mind and heart, Manomaya kosha. And then the wisdom body, Vijnanamaya kosha. Curl the back toes under and step it back, down dog. And then the last sheath, which is Anandamaya kosha. So when you ground down into yourself, those comments, the comment, whatever the unkind comment might be, it doesn't roil your waters as much because you're grounded down into yourself. That's your reality. That's where you look for affirmation, right? Breathing here in your down dog. And then flip that right leg back and up if you'd like, or not. Remember, everything that I do here, it's only suggestions. Stepping that right foot forward. Ground the feet. We're coming up into our Vira 1, so take your time. Hips are square towards the front of the mat. And lift it up, okay? So keep those hips squared. Breathing here. Breathing. And then step off onto that right foot and bring the knee into the chest. So really grounded energy down that right leg as you ground down into your reality. So, talking about enlightenment, right? Enlightenment, samadhi, the illuminated life, the awake life. So the beautiful thing about when we brush up against life, when someone says something unkind or that riles you up, bring the left heel into the left glute and really feel that stretch through the quadricep, shoulders down, and the arm can reach forward and prep for King Dancer. I don't think we're going to do a full King Dancer yet. We'll work to it. Another breath. And then step that foot back. Vira 1. Arms reach up. The beauty of that, straighten that leg. Feet are hip width apart. Okay, hips are squared towards the front of the mat. Soften the right knee a little bit and come on down. It gives you an opportunity to just check in. Like, okay, that, like the comment yesterday, it bothered me that it was tainting the safety of our space, the kindness of our space, right? Which is so much bigger than one person. So we can absolutely, continue again and again in our Sangha to create the culture we want. But that kind of awareness, that experience, the mindfulness of being awake and experiencing life is so important as we go out into reality, as we bring our yoga off the mat. Breathing here, keep squeezing, gliding the right hip back, left hip forward. Soften that knee, don't jam the knee. Bend that knee, step the foot, and inhale, lift up. Virabhadrasana 1. Beautiful open heart. Clasp the hands behind the back. Open the heart, yoga mudra. And your choice if you want to stay here in Vira 1 with hands in yoga mudra, or if you want to bend over that leg, humble warrior. And keep your eyes open. Now, the really interesting thing about mindfulness, release the hands down, float those arms up, lift up. And then hands come down. From a neurological standpoint, ground those hands, step it back, down dog. When we get riled, when the amygdala, right? The amygdala is the part of the brain that gets all fired up and grumpy when something happens that rubs us the wrong way in life. Breathing here in down dog. Now, you can rest in down dog, you can go into child's pose, or you can come with me through a vinyasa. So from a brain standpoint, so Anonymous says, people who say these things are struggling inside. They're trying to make an impact, right? They're trying to have their lives matter. They're trying to show that when they go out into the world, that they can influence the world, whether it's positive or negative. Come on, knees down, chest chin. Ground the hips, hands under shoulders. Okay, elbows hug the waist. So what's interesting from our experience, when something is said, our amygdala goes, wow, right? Our limbic center, come on down, exhale down. We're lifting into our Bhujangasana, our cobra pose. Elbows hug the waist. So our limbic center is the part of the brain, much, much, much older than our prefrontal cortex. Our limbic center has the roots in super early mammals, like 200 million years ago. So it's extremely hardwired and extremely powerful, connected to our sense of survival. So when our limbic center, when our amygdala gets riled up, the thing that's fascinating about the brain is when the limbic center is on, by virtue of that fact, the prefrontal cortex, come on to the knees, press the hands into the mat, come on down. The prefrontal cortex is turned off. Prefrontal cortex, our values, our strategic planning, it's our executive center, our executive thinking. Pressing those hands into the mat. Plug the hands in, curl the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Let those heels settle down, head hangs heavy. Right? So this is where our yoga practice is so incredibly powerful. Inhale that left leg up, reach it up, stretch it up, and step that foot forward. Coming forward into our Vira-1, take your time. Because when we have that input come in, that real life come in and rub us the wrong way, and we stay in the limbic center, that means that what we put back out is likely to be reactionary and not necessarily in alignment with our values and our goals. Breathe in here. Breathe in here in our warrior one. Taking your time. And then we're going to step off onto that left foot. And we're going to bring our knee up to our chest and say, hello, cerebellum. Cerebellum at the back of the head. It's the part of the brain that governs balance. So just like going to the gym to work your muscles, we want to go into balance to work our cerebellum. Grounding down that left leg. And then bring the heel into the glute, stretching out the quadriceps on this side. So good focus gaze, that helps with balance. Drishti, in Sanskrit the word is drishti. Oops. So keep grounding that left leg down. If you fall out of it, just come back into it. And get grounded, don't rush, get grounded. And then you can add your dancer arm. Another breath. And then step it back, Vira-1. So the power of this yoga practice, long edge of the feet parallel to long edges of the mat, square the hips forward, left hip back, right hip forward, soften that knee as we come forward into pyramid. Folding over the leg. So the power of our yoga practice is that it helps us practice mindfulness, because every time, just as the prefrontal cortex can't be turned on when our emotional center of our brain is turned on, you can think of it like a teeter-totter, right? When one's on, the other's off. And then when the other one turns on, the other one turns off. So when we turn on our prefrontal cortex, then the limbic center gets turned off. So the limbic center is described as hot. The prefrontal cortex is described as cool. So when we bring a mindfulness practice to our experience, rather than shoving it away or swallowing it down or whatever it is we do, another breath here. Set those feet, inhale, lift up. Come on up. Vira-1. And your choice if you just want to hang out here in Vira-1 or take your yoga mudra in Vira-1 and stay upright. Or if you want to keep that knee right over the ankle and fold over. Humble warrior, hands left. Remember, when we swallow it down or we ignore it or we push it away, it gets stuck, whatever that life experience is. Another breath. And float on up. Come on up, Vira-1. And then hands other side of the foot. Come on down, down dog. Down dog. There we go. So Anonymous says, on social media, I tell people to get off of that app and come on to this one. Come on to Insight Timer. That's awesome. Settle the heels down. Walk your dog out. Head hangs heavy. Plug those hands in. Tailbone rises up. And float that right leg back and up. Stretch it up. Step it forward. Take your time. Set your feet. Float up. Virabhadrasana 1. And then step off onto that foot. Reaching back, catching your foot. Now here, from a grip standpoint, if you're just going to go into King Dancer prep, your hand is turned like this, okay? You're gripping the top of the foot, okay? Now, if you're going to go into full King Dancer, soften that standing leg a little bit, turn your hand and hold on to the inside of the arch of the foot. Keep the left hip down. There's a tendency to have this float open. Keep it square, and then press the foot into the hand as you lean forward, okay? So there's a real tendency, especially as you expand the pose, to have that hip crank open. We don't want that. Pressing the foot into the hand as you lift, and then step it back. Virabhadrasana 1. Coming up into your Vira 1. Hips are squared forward. Beautiful breath into the kidneys and the adrenals. And then hands either side of the foot. Come on down. Walk your dog out. Head hangs heavy, tailbone rises up. And then let's flip that opposite leg up, left leg up, stretch it up, reach it up, and step it forward. Coming into your Vira 1 on this side. Set your feet and lift up. Hips are squared forward, shoulders down the back. Breathe in here. Another breath. And then step off onto that left foot, grounding down. And bring the glute into the heel, into the glute. And now it's our left arm that reaches up. Same thing, keep that right hip squared down. Turn your grip if you're going into full King Dancer. And then we press the foot into the hand as we hinge forward. Beautiful. Another breath. Oh man, I fell out of it. So try not to fall out of it. If you can, bend that leg, step it back. Arms reach up. Beautiful. Hands other side of the foot. Come on down. Down dog. Another breath. And then widen the knees, touch the toes, sit back, child's pose. Hands are flipped up. And just allow yourself to melt down here in child's pose. Feeling the body relax and release. Ajna chakra, the third eye, pressing into the mat, maybe pressing into a block if you need a little bit more height. Rolling the eyes up and in Sambhava Mudra. And taking this opportunity to look at the reality of your life and all its beauty and all its fullness. Breath by breath, bit by bit, just becoming a bit more awake, a bit more aware, a bit more mindful as we experience life. Another breath. And come on up. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Yeah, Tanya asks, yesterday we talked about dependent and independent self-esteem. Self-esteem. So Tanya, that was when we were talking about how we're lifting the tailbone, head comes up, and we exhale, tuck the tail, mid-back rises, head comes down. So dependent self-esteem is when you're constantly looking outside of yourself to validate that you're doing okay. Facebook posts, the grades that you receive, you know, the feedback you get from friends, from loved ones, wherever you are, you're constantly looking outside of yourself for that confirmation that I'm okay. And curl the toes under. Independent self-esteem is when we look within to confirm that, yes, I'm okay. I am okay. Curling the toes under, reaching back, gripping the soles of the feet, and lift the hips, coming up lightly on the top of the head. So when you're living by independent self-esteem, you measure yourself against your own performance. You know, I've been on this yoga mat and I used to not be able to do, you know, dancing warrior, and now I can. I used to not be able to do yoga mudra, and now I can. You're not looking at me like, oh, Laura can do blah, 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 and I can't. You're not measuring yourself against me. You're measuring yourself against yourself. Plugging those hands in, curl the toes, lift the hips down, and walk those feet forward, coming into your forward fold. Soften the knees, roll it up, arms reach up, and hands to the heart space. And one of the things, we didn't do this yesterday, would have been really sweet, but we can do it now. One of the things you do when you're creating this relationship with yourself, right? This is your reality. You look yourself right in the eyes and you say to yourself, you are beautiful. You're doing a great job. I love you. So this is the relationship, your vertical relationship, right? You are confirming that you're doing, because you know better than anybody else what your life is. You know all the challenges you're experiencing. So you look yourself right in the eye. You can do it, obviously, in a mirror, like maybe you're, you know, in the morning. You know, you are beautiful. You're doing a great job. I love you. Okay? So saying that to yourself time and again. All right? Oh, nice. Susan, all right. Oh, Catherine, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. All right, so it is 9:35. Okay, so let's come down. Let's do a little bit of Supta Uttanasana and a bit of twisting, because we're dancing for the last 20 minutes of class. Okay? So I said it was going to be 45 minutes of flow. I'm going to steal a little bit of our yoga time so we have more time to dance, because I got 4 really cool songs, and with the prep, we need a little bit more time. So rock it out. Hug the knees into the chest. Lourdes is an amazing dancer. That's why I said to her, I said, you got to come to class. We're going to be dancing on Sunday. So she set her alarm. So I was like, how late do you usually sleep into? Oh, 11. I said, well, class is at 9. And she's here, yay. So extend that leg up, breathing into the back of the leg, pouring energy up the leg, out the heel. Shoulders down the back. Nice, natural, neutral spine. Roll the foot. And then go in the other direction. Bringing synovial fluid into the ankle. And then hug that leg in. Supta. Supta means reclining. Pada. Pada means feet. Pada. Supta Pada Uttanasana. I don't know exactly what Uttanasana. Asana means our physical postures. I don't know what Wu means. Uttanasana. If anybody knows and wants to throw it in the chat, that would be awesome. Reclining hand to foot pose. Another breath. So we're really breathing into these hamstrings, right? And keep thinking about your reality. And maybe, and this is the kind of thing, remembering now that if you didn't before, curl, bring the hips a bit to the side and come on down into your twist. You might not have realized exactly how our brain can undermine our ability to be mindful. Remember, the amygdala, when we brush up against life in a way that feels a little bit raw, uncomfortable, our amygdala fires up, and our limbic center comes alive. The amygdala lives in the limbic center. Come on to the back. And what's interesting is meditation has been proven to make our amygdala less reactive in a good way, where we don't feel as raw. Bringing that knee into the chest. Extend the leg up overhead and bring the leg down. Kicking the iPad, where is it? So just allow, the hands are soft on the belly, palms face down, let the feet flop open. And then bring the knees into the chest, the left knee into the chest, squeezing it out. And then bring that leg up overhead, check in with the neck, make sure you're not doing anything weird. So this is why our meditation practices, our yoga practices help us smooth things out. So, you can regain that connection to the executive functioning part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, when life goes awry. Another breath. And then bring that knee into the chest and take your twist going in this direction. Oh gosh, that feels good. I was just thinking, Tanya, about your question about independent versus dependent self-esteem, bringing that leg up overhead. The beauty of having independent self-esteem, where you're just measuring yourself against yourself, not against others, is it means you then don't begrudge others their success. You're happy with other people's, experience of having success. Because it doesn't take away from your experience, because you're not measuring yourself against them, okay? And it puts your hands on the driver's, the steering wheel. All right, let's rock and roll. We're gonna come on up. So we are transitioning into dance, and y'all are gonna love it. So even if you're like, if Mega was here and she heard any of you saying, oh, but I'm not a dancer, she would say, we are all dancers. And for those of you who are like, who's this Mega Laura keeps talking about? She's the founder of Let Your Yoga Dance. And she came and spent the night with me on Wednesday, and she taught our class on Thursday, which was amazing. Rock it up, come all the way up. And ground down. All right, so I'm turning off Pandora and I'm going into music. So with the Let Your Yoga Dance, we dance through the chakras. In light of the fact that we're not going to have the full hour, we're not going to be able to go through all of our chakras. So we're going to start with our second chakra. All right. I'm going to turn the music up a little bit. Hopefully y'all are still going to be able to hear me. This is lovely Eva Cassidy. And the song is Wade in the Water. Okay. So this is obviously all second chakra, right? So I want you to start feeling really watery. And maybe even envision yourself like walking up to the beach, right? You're on the sand, and you just you go here and you tap your toe into the water. And you're on the beach, the sun is shining on you, really liquidy hips, moving the hips around, and then tap the other foot into the water and come back. So maybe making big infinity signs with the hips. Maybe bring it into the arms. and walk into that water, and you're wading in the water. And what I invite you to do, I mean, peeking at me on occasion, just to kind of get a sense of what's Laura doing, is maybe an inspiration. But the more you get into this, the more I would love for you to close your eyes and land here in this body, right? Really feel, and don't think about what do I look like? Experience, this is what I feel, right? You're not on camera. So getting into the arms, getting into maybe the head, the back, having everything feels like you're just juicy and you're filled with water. Make sure that you're moving those hips, moving the feet. And again, close the eyes. Feel the joy of being in this body, in this reality. Maybe you're in the water and maybe you're splashing the water. So splash the water. And feel like maybe you're reaching down and splashing the water. Maybe you're picking up the water and you're letting it flow over you. Whatever feels good, right? Close the eyes, allow the body to lead. This is a different kind of yoga. The union of the mind and the body. Allow the body to lead. The whole body down into the water. So take up space. If you've got some space, you know, when you can hear me, you can maybe like dance around the house, dance into the kitchen, surprise your cats. So don't limit yourself just to your mat, right? Feel into the body. All right, so this one, let's open it up. Pause. Okay, so this one we need just a little bit of prep, okay? So the song is Love You Like a Rock Star. Love You Like a Love Song by Selena Gomez is so fun. So every time she goes into the chorus of Love You Like a Love Song, you're gonna go love, you know, it's I love you like a love song, baby, okay? I love you like a love song, baby. Thumbs in, I wasn't making that very clear. I love you like a love song, baby. And my heart keeps going beat, 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 beat. And then during the other parts of the song, you just dance around, get crazy. Do whatever you want to do, okay? Love you like a love song, baby. All right, so start moving those feet. All right, so this is obviously third and fourth, okay? And with the heart chakra, we're loving, but we're also getting a beating, all right? So get it cardiovascular. Keep moving those feet, move around your space. You are beautiful. Close the eyes, it helps you to get inside your body. Are you ready? Okay, all right, remember? Here we go. I love you like a love song, baby. Sing it. Dance around. Move those feet. Get the head into it too. Don't worry about what it looks like. Feel into the body. Are you ready? I want you to know. I love you like a love song, baby. Sing it. I love you like a love song, baby. I love you like a love song, baby. And she says, I keep hitting repeat. I thought it was my heart was beating. My heart is beating. Is your heart beating? All right. Close the eyes. Feel into the body. Connect here with this experience. Let go of any ego of what it looks like. Here we go. I love you like a love song, baby. I love you like a love song, baby. All right. Yay! I'm sweating. Grab a drink of water. Grab a drink of water. So, that was good, right? Fourth chakra. We're loving ourselves. We're loving life like a love song. We're loving our reality like a love song. We're loving ourselves like a love song. Grab your water. So we're transitioning. We have 2 songs left. And this one is by Josh Groban. And what we're going to do is that when he says, you raise me up, we're going to step forward and we're going to bring our arms up overhead. And he's going to talk about like a mountain, and you're going to bring your hands down. I know my hands are a little bit off camera. You're going to bring your hands down like it's a mountain. Okay? And then he's going to say again, you raise me up. We're going to step forward. And then so we can go on stormy seas, and we're going to make our waves of water with our arms. Okay? And then you raise me up. So I'm strong. So we're going to be strong. We're going to sit like into goddess, or just really have the arms be strong when I'm on your shoulders, and you put your hands on your shoulders. And then you raise me up to be more than I can be. And your hands come down into prayer of the heart. Okay, it's really slow. And here we go. And I am going to, we're going to skip forward about a minute. So we have this, there we go. Megan would do this much smoother than I do. I'm skipping forward rather than backwards. All right, here we go. Okay. So just move the feet. When troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still. Move the feet. Wait here in the silence till you come and sit a while with me. So we step forward. You bring the arms forward. And then you bring your hands down in your mountain. And step forward again. And then this is the stormy seas. Strong. When I am on your shoulders, raise me up to more than close the eyes and allow the music to wash over you. And then just dance any way that feels good. Close the eyes. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just feel into the body. Okay, so here we go. We're going to step forward. And then we make our mountain. And step forward. Strong. When I am on your shoulders, you raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be. Beautiful. So I invite you to transition to the ground. Laying down, making it as comfortable as you'd like. We're going to be here for a while. About 5 minutes. So if you want to start with legs up the wall pose or put a bolster under your knees, settle down in your Shavasana. Whatever that looks like for you. Feet flop open. And allow yourself to just really melt down. Maybe feeling more connected to this body than you felt in a while. Closing the eyes, allowing yourself to rest. Deeply, deeply rest. Our poem today is from Dana, and she writes about the soul of yoga. And she says, what is the soul of yoga? Follow your heart into the center of the pose and find in the midst of detail and precision, in breath, alignment, balance, bliss, fear, and sadness. At the very core of all of this is love. Touch upon your truest nature even once, and the experience of what you really are sears the psyche like the surface of the sun. The soul of yoga, the gift within the pose, is the moment of communion, resting in pure essence, the awakening as if from sleep to the face of unmistakable divinity, the ineffable wonder and living reality of spirit. Oh, yes, the soul of yoga is love. And that's what we've been doing here in our dance, in our shavasana, resting in pure essence. So as you're ready, bringing movement into the body, wiggling fingers and toes. Rolling the hands on the wrists, the feet on the ankles. And then roll over onto the right side, cradling the heart. Wrapping the arms around yourself, giving yourself such a big hug. Sending yourself so much love. And then gently press yourself up into an easy seat. Hands can come to the heart space in Anjali Mudra, the gesture of devotion. And maybe you flower it open to Padma Mudra, which is lotus, the opening of the heart. Hopefully this practice has opened your heart to your opportunity to live in reality in a fuller, more mindful way. Nice big inhale. Let's foam out together. Namaste. Jai Bhavan. And the invitation again for you to take from this practice is going to look at yourself in the mirror with this sense of this, witness consciousness, this divine self. And you look yourself right in the eye and you say, you are beautiful. You are doing a great job. I love you.